One theme that I see over and over again, specifically amongst spiritual entrepreneurs, wellness practitioners, is really that they struggle to convey the value of their services in a way that connects with their potential clients. And this, of course, often leads to a lack of sales, which, of course, then leads to a lot of frustration and a lot of doubt. Let me know if that resonates for you. Let me know if you've been experiencing any of that at all. And often healers can struggle to build their business and fear that they're not going to be able to support themselves. And I see that over and over again. And it's really because of this pattern that I'm so passionate about showing specifically healers, coaches, and heart-based entrepreneurs some of the missing gaps in their marketing and sales process that I see. Because it's not true that you can't support yourself. You absolutely can support yourself. I've been supporting myself in this work for 21 years. And so you absolutely can, but you do have to understand some of the principles around marketing and the sales process, and everything has to really be in alignment. And so, through these videos is my hope to educate you, inspire you, empower you with some of the things that I've learned. And of course, in my academy, I do this as well. Hello, Rose. Okay, Rose says yep to all of that. Okay, Rose, tell me, what is it that you are doing? And if you are joining me live, let me know who is joining me and what kind of business is it that you have. This will also help me to customize this training for you. Okay, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ali Sievewright, and I am a spiritual business coach, a Reiki master teacher, and an intuitive. And I'm also the founder of the Selling from Your Soul Abundance Academy. And so what I really do is specialize in helping other healers, coaches, and heart-based entrepreneurs to overcome self-doubt and to create a soul-aligned sales process that is authentic and effective so that they can confidently attract and enroll their ideal clients with less hustle and more flow. And so I wanted to talk about this today because it's something that I see in the industry and something that I also personally have struggled with a lot. In fact, I'm constantly checking myself and my own marketing to just make sure that what I'm putting out there really is resonating with my clients, okay? One of the most important aspects of attracting your ideal clients and conveying the value of what it is that you're doing so that people really understand the benefit and they want to work with you. They feel inspired to really take that action. One of the most important aspects is having clarity around who it is that you serve, what main problem you help them with, and more important than that is knowing how to market your services in a way that your ideal client is going to understand. Okay, understand, and I'll take it one step further, feel compelled to work with you. Okay, and there are definitely some very important elements in your content and in the way that you share what it is that you do in your one-on-one interactions, as well as your social media posts, your emails. There's some very specific things that are really important to inspire people into action. But the first step is that they have to understand what it is that you're doing, okay? And so in the wellness space, it can sometimes be hard to define who we work with. Let me know if you struggle with this. And let's see, Rose says online weight loss. Okay, cool. So who do you work with? A specific group of people, a specific type of weight loss? And I just mean, do you specialize in working with people who are having trouble with hormones, or who are maybe new moms, or is there a specialty within weight loss that you work with? Because believe it or not, that actually exists. Hey Sue, nice to see you. So let me know down below, Sue, what it is that you do as well. Okay? So it's hard sometimes in the wellness space for us to define exactly who it is that we work with, because we know that what we do can really help everybody, pretty much, right? Would you agree that a lot of what we do in the spiritual realm or in the wellness space can really help a lot of people, and we often don't want to leave anybody out. And we were talking about this in the academy today, because this is something that really comes up so much. Except that when we speak in very general or vague terms, that doesn't truly connect with anyone, okay, on more than the surface level. And if we can't connect on a deeper level with our potential clients, then they're not going to be inspired to take that action, okay? And so I know that I've been guilty of this, but let me know if you've been guilty of this. If you are specifically in the spiritual world, we often use phrases like your highest self or heal your inner child, or you might talk about ascension or spiritual awakening, or even in the wellness space, even if you're not doing anything with spirituality, you may use certain terms that you know of, but the person who you're talking to isn't aware of those terms. And obviously you're aware of them because this is literally your expertise. This is what you do. I know this comes up a lot. This came up a lot with one of the gals that I'm working with in the academy around inflammation and niching into inflammation as being her niche. Except that, first of all, inflammation is really, really broad because it's literally underlying to pretty much every disease state there is. So that's not very specific. But then the other thing is that your ideal client may not know, like maybe they've heard of the term inflammation, but they may not realize that that is what their problem is. They know they have achy joints, maybe, right? Or they feel bloated, but they don't connect those dots. So that when you're using marketing around inflammation, they don't know what you're talking about. And so what we forget sometimes is that these words are words that we may understand, okay? However, they're not terms that someone else might recognize. And because of that, there is a disconnect. And they don't understand what it is that you do. And a confused mind doesn't buy. So if it's not crystal clear exactly who you serve, exactly what problem they have, and if you get fancy in your terms and in your languaging because it like feels good and it sounds good, then there's a disconnect and people aren't going to really understand what it is that you do, right? So how do we translate what we do into plain, simple English so that anybody can relate to it? That is the magic question. So let me see. Rose says, not specific. Great question, though. Just ladies done with dieting know that the obsession is getting in their way and want to feel comfortable and confident in their bodies. That may not be specific enough. Yeah, so that's definitely a great start. It's a great start. Probably not specific enough though. Where I was just working on this exact messaging with somebody else and did a whole training on this yesterday actually, and they saw that that is the tendency to what you're talking about, Rose, but we have to go layers deeper than that. We have to kind of peel away the onion deeper than that. We want people to sort of go, oh my gosh, how did she know? Is she literally in my head? Does she live in my house, right? And so really getting a clearer idea of what that actually means to not feel comfortable and confident in your body, and how is that impacting you on a day-to-day basis, right? Sue says online consistency coach. So I don't know what that means. So that's a perfect example. I don't know what that means, Sue. Tell me it. See if you can try to elaborate for me, for the layman person. What does that mean? Because I'm thinking that could be consistency in showing up on social media. That could be consistency in building your business. It can be consistency in your health goals, right? And so this is what we're talking about today in making it crystal clear And one of the ways that we can do that is obviously through talking to our ideal clients and really tuning in and listening to the language that they are using. And our messaging, our marketing evolves over time as we really get to know our ideal client better and better. Okay, so the first thing that you really need to do is the soul searching work of connecting with your own unique life purpose and life messages as the core of your business. And then from there, decide, okay, who do I want to share them with and in what way? Okay, last is the how. What modalities are you going to use to help them? Who are you feeling called to help? And in what way do you want to help them? But then how? So spiritual entrepreneurs often make the mistake of marketing from the outside in instead of the inside out, meaning they create content around what they do, okay? What they are selling, the physical thing they are selling, or the service that they are providing. What modality are they using? What comes in the kit? What do you get in the Reiki session, right? Or you get the meal plan or whatever it is if you're talking about weight loss. Instead of first connecting with their audience about why they would even want to learn about how to eat healthier or why they would even want to learn about having a Reiki session or a womb healing session or whatever it is that you're doing, right? Most people are not familiar with the benefits of energy work, for instance. And so before we launch into what it is that we're doing, right, we must connect with who it is that we want to work with. And we need to first gain their trust by showing them that we understand the problem that they're struggling with and that we have a solution for it. Okay, what that solution is comes last, right? Because we first have to gain their trust that we even know what their problem is to begin with, right? And so the way that we do this is to truly understand our clients completely, including using the language that they are using to describe their struggles and desires. And if we're only creating content in the language that we use, then our message falls on deaf ears. And your beautiful, incredible, transformative, life-changing services don't get in the hands of the people that need it most simply because the messaging is off. Okay, so I'm coming back to the comments here. Helping women by consistent with doing healthy habits. Okay, so getting again back to the why. Why should they be consistent in doing healthy habits? What happens when somebody is not consistent in healthy habits? What problem is your client experiencing right now that they're saying, I need somebody to help me with right now? That is what you want to use to describe what it is that you do. Okay, by what problem are they experiencing? What are you helping them to overcome? And helping them be consistent with healthy habits is the how. Okay, it's the how. It's the it's not the why. Okay, the why may be, the why could be many different things, but that's how you help them do it. Okay. Rose says, aha. Okay. Is that about the weight loss that you're giving me? Aha. Hello, Delaney. How are you? Okay. So this is what I do with my students, you guys, in the Selling from Your Soul Abundance Academy. I help them to choose a soul-aligned niche that is not based in what they do, rather why they do it. And I help them to get completely connected with their own individual life purpose and unique gifts so that they feel energized and inspired rather than drained when they go to take that action in their business, which ultimately causes them to attract those ideal clients. When we couple that those grounded marketing and sales strategies that are authentic and effective, we couple that with the energetic aspects of your business, the mindset aspects of your business, right? Then and really getting connected with that deeper why that's going to motivate you to get up in the morning and be excited about what it is that you're doing, rather than feeling like you have to create content, or I have to do this, I have to do that, right? Really tapping into that endless source of energy when you are 100% in alignment with what it is that you're doing and how you're doing it. It's incredible how you go from sort of this frustration and fear and struggle and doubt to this amazing expansive flow state that just allows you to connect with your ideal clients consistently and gives you this system to always be able to know what it is that you're doing, but to be able to do it with ease, okay? Rose says, I keep going from the outside in. Hypnosis, coaching, planning, exactly. Instead of focusing on connecting with them in the pain and what they want. Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, if I'm somebody who struggles with weight loss, I don't really care if you help me to release weight by giving me a meal plan, or through hypnosis, or through essential oils, or through detoxification. I don't care how you get me the result. I first need to understand that you understand me and my struggles and what's holding me back and what's stopping me from releasing the weight on a deep level. And then I'm like, okay, now I've made that connection with you. You're my gal. You've demonstrated that for me. Okay, how do you want me to do it? Okay, you use oils, cool. You use hypnosis, cool. Like, the how is not what is connecting you to your client, but it's what 99% of people lead with in their marketing, okay? And it's completely upside down, and it's what stops us from really making sales. And so being able to have those clear outcomes and clear messaging to connect with your clients is, it's one of the most important things that you can have in your business. Without it, it's going to lead to a lot of frustration and a lot of lack of sales. Sue says, help women begin loving themselves enough to become healthy and happy. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like that. So, you know, what I'm hearing in there is that you're helping them with their sense of worth, right? That it starts from within. And that's awesome, because Lord knows everybody needs that. So anyway, once you have a deep understanding and clarity around who you are working with and why, and then how, then you can begin to really craft those messages that are going to be in the same language as your ideal client speaks, and they can begin to connect with you on a deeper level. And so I would encourage you to go even a little bit deeper than that, Sue, because that feels a little bit still on the surface. But how is it showing up in their daily life right now? What does that look like for them on the regular, on the daily, in their interactions with people? And so I would definitely encourage you to go a little bit deeper in your marketing messages there, because you're going to hit home with people the deeper you go, okay? Guys, I'm so passionate about helping women with their marketing and sales process, and really making sure that every aspect of their business is completely authentic. I know how desperately the world needs your services right now. And I also know that traditional sales are lacking in a huge way when it comes to serving the specific needs of healers, coaches, and heart-based entrepreneurs. There are very specific patterns around sales and around marketing that are just not being addressed. And really need to be addressed, okay? We have a whole slew of issues that other people just don't in marketing, that I've really cracked that code over the last 21 years and working with thousands of entrepreneurs to build their business. And so I've built in all of that coaching into my program. And when I look at someone's business, I look at it holistically to see where the root of the problem or the stuck point is, so that we can easily shift it. And honestly, the results are nothing short of magical when you're looking at your business really from a holistic standpoint. And so I want to remind you that my Selling from Your Soul Abundance Academy is open now for enrollment, and that if you enroll in the month of December, you're going to get 4 extra weeks of coaching and support from me, as well as lock in 2020 pricing, because that pricing will be going up. So if you want to take advantage of this, and even if you don't want to start until after the new year, that's fine. We can chat. I'm going to leave a link to my calendar above for you guys to book a call if you feel moved to learning more about how I can help you to gain more confidence, clarity, and direction, as well as create those magnetic marketing messages and that sales process that is seamless and feels good, doesn't feel pushy, doesn't feel awkward, doesn't feel like you're chasing people. Does anybody feel like they're chasing people and hearing crickets? But rather people coming to you saying, hey, how can we work together? Wouldn't that be so much easier? I know that it is a lot easier. And so feel free to reach out to me. I can chat more with you about if it would be a good fit. And yeah, thanks so much for hopping on, you guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.